If you have an hour this week, you can learn 100 songs on the piano by learning just 4 chords. B.
Hello, everybody. I want to specially welcome you to today's webinar. I can see a few people have already joined. So maybe you can just say hi to us from the chat section. Tell us hi, where are you joining us from? So we can have some engagements before we really start. So welcome to you, Blessing. I can see you. Who else is in the house today? Hello, hello, hello. Anybody home? Okay. Yeah, so we'll just wait like maybe 2 more minutes and then we can start. We are here. Okay. Yeah, I think we should just start so we don't waste everybody's time. Everest, can you are you already online? Please put something in the chat so I can see that you're there. Okay, so welcome to everyone. Good afternoon and good evening to you, depending on where you're joining from. This is EduThrive, and our vision and goal is to always bring you information that can help you fulfill your study abroad dream. And at other times, we also bring other immigration opportunities that we deem fit and we are confident in that will help you. So, EduThrive is an educational consulting firm. We have our office at Okpebi in Ikeja, Lagos. And if you check in the chat section, you will be finding our office address and the phone numbers that you can use to reach us if you do have any information, any questions from as a result of this today's presentation. So today, what I want to share with you is how you can study in France. So we call it Study in France webinar. Yeah, so how you can study in France. Why are we presenting France? Over the years, we realized that a lot of people, a lot of Nigerians want to relocate through the study route, and the countries they always have in mind are countries like the US, the UK, Canada, Australia. So that's really where they want to go to. And the reason why those destinations are popular is because those countries are English speaking. Now, when it comes to European countries, these countries have the languages they speak. So Germany, they have their language. France have their language. The Netherlands, they have their language. So Nigerians are usually reluctant to go to those countries where there will be language barrier. Now, in today's economy, where the naira exchange rate is really not good. If you want to go to Canada, all well and good, we are here for you. Or you want to go to the UK. But the truth is that by the time you are converting your naira to those currencies, it's really going to be a big, the amount of naira you will be converting to pay maybe 15,000 USD is gonna be like maybe 15 million naira. So it's really a lot. Now, if you want to consider European countries, there are some of those countries that their tuition fees are not as high. Now, the question is about the language. Good enough, most of these countries have English, they have programs that are delivered in English language. So when you go to school there, you don't necessarily have to learn their language before you can go to school. So the France that we are presenting today, you really don't have to be a French speaker before you can go to study in France. So the delivery method of delivery, language of delivery for these programs is English. However, if you want to live in an environment, so you want to live in Germany or you want to live in France, you know that you will still be interacting with people outside of school. So when you go to for shopping, when you are moving around town, it is good for you to still be able to speak the language. So if you are that person that will say, never, 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 me, I can never learn any language. In fact, I am tone deaf. I cannot understand anything. I'm not even interested. You see, this is my English that I know how to speak. Is enough for me, and I'm not even open to learn any other language. Then it may be difficult for you to really settle down and integrate well into countries that have that their official language is not English. So this presentation is for people that have open mind, even though today they are not speaking French, but they are not averse to learning French. When they get to school, they will do their course in English, but after that time, if they need to learn the language, they are open to start learning. So those are the people I'm here to talk to. If you are the type that says never, 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 then this may really not be for you. So full disclosure so that you understand. Okay, so studying in France, you can do different types of programs: bachelor's, master's, PhDs. You can even do diplomas, say diploma in culinary study or in fashion. I mean, any course of your choice is available. And our partner organization partner with many schools. So it's not like this presentation is not to present one particular school. It's just to present schooling opportunity in France. Okay? Like you already know, if you want to do bachelor's, that means that you need to already have your high school certificate. That's like your WAEC or GCE or NECO. Now, there is an age limit for you to be able to go into bachelor's program. Sometimes I hear people that they'll be like, can I go for bachelor's? I am 30 years old and I've never gone to university. Getting a school may not be a problem, but when you are advanced in age, it may not be easy to get a visa for people that are really old. So the age band for bachelors is 16 to 25 years. So if you are less than 25 and you say, I want to go for bachelors, it's even possible that you've had a bachelor before, because some people graduate first degree maybe at age 20 or age 21. And that person wants to, maybe go into another course entirely, and you're less than 25. It's okay. You will be able to do it. But say I'm 27, I'm 30, and I want to do a first degree. Getting the visa may be difficult. Okay? So they accept WAEC, NECO, and NABTEC. So you will need any one of that with your international passport. The diploma programs are for 2 years and their bachelor for 3 years. I think that's an advantage because bachelor's program in Nigeria is usually 4 years, but over there in France is 3 years. So that means that you will be spending less money. Okay. For the PGD and master's program, so you are good with your HND or with your bachelor's. You need your transcript, you need your CV, and you need your international passport. Usually some people would say that they have problems getting their transcripts from school, that their university in Nigeria do not want to give them student copy. You have to look for a way to get a student copy, because at the point where you are sending in your application, you are not a student of any school yet. So if your university in Nigeria is insisting that they must mail your transcript to a particular university in your destination country, then that's not going to work, because you don't even have a school yet. And the school, even if you know the name of the school don't know you. They don't have your file. You have not initiated any transaction with them. So if you mail your transcript to them, it's voicemail. It will just be trash, because there is no record of you with them. So do all you can to get your own student copy from your university. That is what you will use to process your admission to whatever school you want to go to. If you have questions, please, you can start putting them in the chat section so I can start responding. There is also an age limit to the master's program. The age limit is 45 years old for France. So for other countries, maybe like Canada, we can get you to come to school even if you are 55 years old. It doesn't really matter. But for this particular country, if you are really over 45, getting the visa may be tough, because you need to start proving that you are really a legit student. Now, there is a study gap. The study gap they would accept is 7 years. So meaning that your last degree before applying for whatever program you want to apply for, the period between should not exceed 7 years. Meaning that if you did your bachelor's 7 years ago, then you are good. You need to be able to justify that gap with the experience that you have. So if you've been working since after graduation, then you can put up a convincing explanation. Oh, I did my bachelor's in 2 years and I've been working. This is what I have been doing. All of this is just to make sure that they are not taking in people who just want to japa. I mean, if you want to, each country have different immigration pathways. For the average Nigerian, what they want is they want to japa. They may not really be interested in the degree or in going to school. So if you want to go through the school route, the country really want to be sure that this person is coming to school. If you don't want to come to school, then go and explore their other immigration pathways. You don't have to use school as a cover up just to enter their country and then abscond. So that's why they have all these checks and balances in place. They will say you shouldn't be too old, you should have worked, you should have done this. It is just to be sure that you are a legit student. Once you can prove that you're a legit student, then you are good to go. So let me see. I joined the program quite late. How to study in France. What about language barrier? I already talked about that. Language barrier, the schools will teach you in English. They will teach you in English. But if you are going to live in a country that has a language that they speak, in your best interest to also be open to learn the language so that you can integrate well into the country and you can be able to compete favorably for jobs. In the admission process, is the same as UK without application fee. So for this purpose, you would pay application fee. It is not free. Do we need to legalize our document? Do we need proof of funds? Okay, Oga, calm down. We are getting there. So I will be getting to the proof of funds later. The tuition range is from 7,000 to 10,000 euros. 7,000 to 10,000 euros. So I'm not very sure what the exchange rate for euro is, but let's just assume that euro is like 1,200. In 1 euro is 1,200 naira. So that means that with about 8 million naira, you can still go to school. As at last year, 8 million naira, you can go to school in the UK. But today, 8 million naira cannot get you into the UK because 8 million naira is not going to give you like 13,000 pounds. That is the average tuition for schools in the UK. So how much deposit would you require? Your initial deposit is 3,000 to 35 euros. Fantastic. So that means if your tuition is 8 million, then your deposit could be like 3 million or 3.5 million. So that means that if you have 3.5 million naira sitting down in your account today, when you get the offer, you can use that to pay your tuition deposit. Now, the remaining balance, you will be able to pay it over 6 months when you get into school. So you can have a payment plan where you pay the rest. So that's why this is like something easier to access than if you want to come to Canada. If you want to come to Canada, most schools will say pay one semester, and one semester may be like $8,000. $8,000 in today's money maybe is about 6.5 million. So before you can even start to speak anything, you must go and cough out like 6.5 million. But with this one, with a 3.5, you can start something. Okay. That's the deposit. Then the installments will be paid up to six times. The living expense you will need is 7,000, like 7,400 euros is what you will need for a year. Now, your proof of funds, like somebody have asked, before they will allow you to come into their country, they want to be sure that you're not going to start sleeping under the bridge. They want to be sure that you're coming in with some money. So these living expenses, that is 7.4, they want to see that you have it in your account. However, there is an opportunity for you if all you have is part of that money, your proof of funds. So you don't have everything. You only have, let's say, a quarter of that amount. And that amount of money that you have, the company facilitating this is going to top it up for you. So this proof of funds, like if you are going to UK or Canada or the US, providing your own proof of funds is your responsibility. But for this, you can have only 1,500 euros, which you must have. Then they will now top it up for you to show the amount that you need. They are not dashing you the money. They are only borrowing you. So you need to present 1.5 and they will top up like the remaining $6,000, 6,000 euros. Then you will have a sponsorship document that shows your proof of funds. I hope that is clear for the person asking, how do I do proof of funds? Now, you will also need to show that you have accommodation. They don't want you sleeping in wrong places. So apart from your proof of funds, you must have a housing certificate that shows that this is where I'm going to. If you have relatives in France and the school you have chosen is in the city where they are, fine. They can also issue you that certificate to say, yeah, my brother is coming to stay with me. So you wouldn't need to make any payment for this. But if you don't have anybody, then you would need to pay 190,000 naira for housing certificate. So that shows a deposit that as I'm landing in your country, this is where I am going to. I already have a house. I hope that is clear. Do you need to legalize your document? That will not be your own issue at all. So all your documents will be given to us the way they are. Your WAEC result is in English, your transcript is in English. You don't bother yourself. Because the school you are going to, most of them are already, they are going to teach you in English. And if you are even going to a school that they are not teaching you in English, just present your document the way they are. Whatever translation that may be required, if necessary, that will be handled by us. So the fee for this, for admission and for visa processing, everything you will pay to us is 350,000 naira. So with 350,000 naira, you will get the admission, we would process the visa. The money you will pay for your housing is 190,000 naira. If you are writing it down, please write down so that you can see how much in total your out-of-pocket cost will be. Then, for your proof of funds, you need to be able to produce 1,500 euros, and the balance will be topped for you, and you will get, when you get there, your 1.5 will be given to you because it's your money, so that at least you have that initial one to spend. Students will ask, can I work? Yes, you can work. All students can work up to 20 hours a week. You also need to be able to manage your expectation, because when they say you can work, do not think that you are going to be doing some very, very high profile job, fantastic work where your salary, your wage will be so high and you can, be sending money to build house in Nigeria and then be able, it's not going to happen. So manage your expectation. Yes, you can work, but the money is not going to be a lot. Remember that you don't want to be paying for your tuition. So as you are working, you are basically surviving, using the money to pay your monthly installment on your outstanding balance, and then using it as upkeep. So don't you start dreaming that one money has come. No, because you are a student. I saw a question here. Can I go with my wife and 2 children? So for France, when you are going, in fact, for most of European countries, their study route is strictly for you as a student. They do not have facility where they would say, like Canada, oh, the students can come with the spouse and the spouse will have open work permit and all of that. No. So this offer, the people that will greatly benefit from it are singles. They have not married. They are free to go wherever they want to go. If you are married, you are going to be the type that is able to say, let me go for a year. Then my family can join me. But if you are the type that everybody must gum body to go, then this is not for you. Because you know that me, I will not tell you any lie. It is not for you. Oh, it is family immigration I want to do. School route is not family immigration. Every time people we will say it and say it, people will not hear. School route is only like a means to an end. You want to show them you are going to school. Not that I'm packing my family, because UK allowed it for a period of time doesn't mean that that is how it's done in every other place. So if you want to go with your entire family, it's okay. Your spouse will be on a visiting visa. And with a visiting visa, you know that the person cannot work. And your children, they may not be able to go to school for free. So if that is the situation, then there is no point saying, oh, let me just carry them on visiting visa. But there are people that really have money. They do it. They will move their family. They will pay for their children's fees, and the wife will sit down at home and be doing mommy. So if you fit that profile, you can jolly well do it. But if you do not fit the profile, please don't just stress your life and be saying I must carry my family. Okay? Who are we paying the housing certificate to? Yes, so you will be paying the housing money to the company facilitating this in France. So the only money you pay to us is 350,000 naira. All the other monies go to France that you'll be paying. Or also guarantee accommodation if you don't have. Yes, so the 180,000 that you are paying for housing certificate is for accommodation. So it gives you a place to lay your head when you get there. You have a place that you are going to as your apartment. How about my family? No, I've answered that. What if I graduated over 10 years ago? So yes, there is a study gap of 7 years. If you have graduated for longer, it just have to show what you have been up to for that period. If you've been working and you have a solid career, then the story is easy to tell. They just do not want some people that are just, not doing anything. So if you have a career, you can write a strong SOP and say, this is what I've been doing. How about coming with my 3 children? I have already answered that. Can one access loan for this? There are scholarships. So there are scholarships that you can apply for, but for loan, I am not aware of any loan for study in France. The loans that we have are for schools in the US and schools in Canada. We don't currently have any loan for schools in Europe. But you can have some scholarship opportunities. Is PhD also student alone? So maybe for the PhD, you see what if a student is going student alone, what they want to be sure of is that you finish your school and you get a job. So they want to be sure that you get a job. So once you get a job, then you can move your family down. Now for PhD, you know, some PhDs come with job. So if you get a graduate assistantship together with your PhD, so it's like you are in school and you are working, you are still being paid. That may be different because it's kind of like a job. But if your PhD at the very first year, there is no work component to it, then you are still just a student. They want you to just come in first. And then when they can see that you have income to take care of your family, then you can bring them. It's just as simple as that. Show us your income. How much are you making? Can you take care of your 3 kids and your wife? Once you show that evidence of your earnings, then you are good to go. But you know, like I said, as a student, the job you will be doing is not full time and the wage is not a lot. So that cannot, the money cannot be enough to justify that, oh, I can take care of my family. Unless you already have money saved up and you say, guys, don't worry, this is 30,000 euro in my account. Hey, fine, you are good. But if there is no money, you go nowhere. Is the accommodation for the whole period of study? No, the 190,000 you are paying. So by the time you are paying that money, they are going to show you the available housing and the package you are subscribing to. So if you are going to be sharing room with maybe 2 people, the money will be different. The room rate will be different from what you will be paying if you are living in a room by yourself. So whatever you are subscribing to, then that amount maybe is going to be for 2 months, it's going to be for 3 months, but it's not for your entire year. Haba, 190,000. If you convert that to euro, how much is it? It's not a lot. So it cannot be for the entire year. Yeah, so if you have more questions, please keep them coming. Let me check my slides. So that means that if you have 5 naira, you should be able to make this happen. I wish that there is something cheaper that one can present, because you see, it's the naira. The naira exchange is so low that if somebody says, oh, I have 10 million in my account and I want to go and study abroad, somebody will still be saying, 10 million, 10 million. What can where can 10 million go now? You know, because you may not be able to go to those prime countries if they ask you to pay for a semester tuition. What are the other routes apart from education? So countries have their immigration routes. Countries will have highly skilled routes. They will have business immigration routes. They will have other routes. So why people normally choose the study route is because, surprisingly, as much as it sounds like the money is a lot, it is still the most affordable. That's the truth. It's still the most affordable. It's still the most accessible. The other pathways, the hoops that you have to jump through, they will be quite a lot. So that is why it looks like everybody's going to school. When I tell people, I said, do you think those people going to school, do you think they like to waste money, Abby? That's why you think they are going to school. That these people are not sharp. See all the money they are wasting. Okay. If they have easier path, they too, they are Nigerians like you now, smart people. They too would have chosen that path. So that you see a lot of them going through school, it is because that is the one that is easily accessible. So, can you get scholarship? Awesome, you can get scholarship. We had a webinar a few months back where we talked about how to get scholarships for international education. So, Everest, Elizabeth, whoever can help us drop the link to the recording of that the webinar for scholarship. So please drop it in the chat box so that people who are interested can go and watch and get information on how they can start to search for scholarship for international education. You can also drop the one for the loan too. So drop the two for the loan and for the scholarship. Yeah. Are there okay for somebody that wants to work and the person doesn't want to study, so you are looking for a work visa? Yes, see, countries also have work visas. For the work visas, I am not in a position to talk to you about work visa in France. As at now, I do not have legit information to give you, and you know that I'm not going to lie to you. So for whatever country you're interested in, to say, oh, I want to go and work, Google is your best friend. Start your search from Google. Also, update your LinkedIn profile and let it show that you are looking for work. Employers from all over the world usually headhunt for good hands. Who knows, you may be lucky. But as for I want to go and work, I bet you that's what everybody wants. All the people that you see here, there is nobody that really say, oh, I want to go to school. Do you know how many degrees we all already have? It is work they are looking for. But because if you do not want to be scammed, they don't pick work like that on the floor. So that's why people are using school as an opportunity to enter those countries. Okay. I don't understand this question. Yejide, please, can you rephrase your question again? You said, however, it does not disturb the admission process you provide. I don't understand. So help me rephrase it. Is there a webinar? A webinar for what? For USA. Okay, you are interested in the US. So you can contact us. Pick Evelyn, please pick our number from the chat and contact us for your direct inquiries for USA schools. Yeah, so that's basically all the gist about how you can study. So if you are interested to give this one a go, reach out to us via email, phone call. Everest, also please help us drop the link to join the WhatsApp group where we have a group. It's just admin that post only, so we are not going to disturb you. But you can, as we have information, we normally share on the group so that you won't miss anything from us. So put the WhatsApp link also on the chat. Yeah, so if you are interested in this, reach out to us via any of our contacts and we can take it up from there. So what you need to go is make sure you have your 350,000 naira, which you will pay at once. You have your transcript, you have your passport you already renewed. So if your passport is about to expire, please, it is best you go and renew it. You can renew your passport now with 1 year, up to 1 year validity on it. So you don't have to wait that until it is closed. So have that done and then come get started. So if there are no more questions, we will be calling it a day. And please do help us share this link with your friends and family members that you know may be interested. Maybe they want to go to Canada or they want to go to US and their money is not up to what they need. This may be an opportunity that they may want to explore. So please help share the link with them. Since this is on YouTube, the recording is there and they can always watch. So if no more questions, I will just like wait 1 minute so that you can catch our information on the group, and I will just call this a day. So thank you so much for joining me this evening, and we will be bringing another educative, informative session to you sometime next month. So see our address on the chat, the phone numbers are there. You can send us email, you can join the WhatsApp platform and stay connected with us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So Everest, am I good to go? Can I shut it down? Oh, okay, there is a question. If I source for the scholarship myself, is that what you mean? If you source for scholarship by yourself, I really don't get the question. But if you have scholarship, fantastic. What else do you need? So some scholarship, depending on what is covering, it may be fully funded, it may be partial. If it's only tuition, then you know that you will still be you will still have to show your proof of funds, you will still have to show your accommodation. And don't also forget that you will need to buy your flight ticket. Yes. What are the kind of courses to go for that will enable better job in France after graduation? What are the courses? You most likely want to do something that is related to your career path. If you want to completely deviate, that may be difficult to prove to the visa officer that you are a legit student. So if you all your life you have been doing HR and you are 40 years old and you now say you want to go and do nursing, I know that is very, very common. People will just say healthcare. I want to go and do healthcare. So to justify why at 40 you've been doing HR, now you want to do nursing, to justify that will need some form of creativity. Mind you, the nursing you want to go and do probably is at an undergraduate level. And for France, there is an age limit to the undergraduate program. So it's kind of like, not that easy. So on a case by case level basis, one can look at it. But just to generally say, oh, for you to be able to get a job, it's better you do IT related course. Oh, it's better you do health care related course. But we don't even know you. We don't know what your career path had been. So we cannot just slam an healthcare course on your head. So it depends. But generally, the courses that are good in most countries of the world today are health related courses, IT related courses, education, especially early childhood education, things that has to do with mental health, they are in demand. And for some countries too, crafts like artisans. So you want to do carpentry, you want to do plumbing, you want to do those kind of job. They are good in some countries. So for France, probably you want to consider something in management, business. So, but it depends on what you have been doing, really. Depends. Logistics is good. Logistics, as people are moving around, logistic business is thriving. People are ordering things online. Logistics is good. So if you have anything, logistics, supply chain, they are always good courses to do. That is if you are in the business sector. Okay, so can you start search for scholarship yourself? Yes, you can. So I'm calling it a day. Thank you. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for asking questions. Thank you for engaging. And I look forward to seeing you very, very soon. So have a good night. Bye.